Hi everybody, this is my Module 1. My name is Megan Deskey. So a little bit about myself is I'm 27 years old and my husband and I live in north central Kansas where we farm and ranch. We primarily raise cattle and pigs. I teach second grade at Rock Hills Elementary School about 12 miles away from where we live, and I graduated from K-State in 2016 with my bachelor's degree in elementary education. Some of my hobbies. I like to be outside on the farm with my husband. I enjoy reading, baking, and taking our dog Dixie for a walk. And that right there is a picture of our dog Dixie. Every once in a while, you get to hear my cat in the background. It is my cat because my husband does not like her. Her name is Java, and she really is a pain. I like to listen to true crime podcasts when I walk. I just love listening to them and learning about them. It's so crazy. A little bit about my work. So I just finished year 6 in teaching. My very first year, I was the reading and math MTSS coordinator for pre-K through 4th grade at Northern Valley. And then for the last 5 years, I have been teaching second grade. I'm a former volleyball coach, forensics coach, and track coach. I was a teacher this year at Learning Lab, which helps students with learning loss due to quarantines. I work for Central Valley Ag in the summertime and then starting this year during their fall harvest time. So I grade the trucks, I weigh the trucks and then grade the grain. I also had Summer Academy for a week this year, which is like a teacher in service. And then I am a teacher for Jumpstart, which is our summer school program, and that starts next week and we meet every day. I thought it was interesting to note that our school is currently adjusting to a full-time principal at our elementary school, and we actually just completed our first year with her and we are getting ready to begin our second year with her. So a lot of the things that I've been learning throughout my coursework, some of them have been like very new to me because I haven't had a full-time principal in so long, and it's just kind of made me realize and open up my eyes to all the things that we're supposed to be getting from a full-time principal. And so she's been so good for our school. Very blessed to have her. So I'm going to give you a roadmap of what I plan on discussing today. I'm going to start with the summary of the articles, discuss the academic and then the non-academic activities that are offered by Rock Hills, and then I'm going to end with my statement and my personal reflection. Okay, so to get started, a lot of the resources that I read provided me with a lot of new information, and not necessarily that I didn't already know it, but it just kind of made me think about it in a different way. And so one of the things that we talked about was that skills are not just here for academic success. The skills that kids need aren't just how well can they read and how fast can they do a math problem. So those non-academic skills, they're necessary as our child matures and goes through grade school, onto post-secondary school, and obviously eventually into a career. Some of those skills that we could be teaching them and enforcing would be like self-confidence, the ability not necessarily to motivate yourself, but to make sure that you have the resources and the drive to get it done, being able to focus, and then having those time management skills. There are several opinions about where those skills should be coming from, and as leaders and educators, we have to recognize that there's going to be differences in how those non-academic skills are taught as well as received, especially if they're being taught at home, because we need to look at those differences of race and socioeconomic status. The curriculums that we choose to use, they should be intertwining the teachings of responsibility, hard work, and responsible citizenships. Those curriculum maps are really, they're just kind of like guidelines for us as teachers and students to help us of where we should be academically, but we also need to be able to provide a measurable plan to deliver that quality education to our students that we can show, hey, this is what we're working on and this is how we've met our goal, or this is what we're doing to, meet those gaps. We also need to cultivate the use of technology as a school. So personalized learning, it really thrives on the technology-rich environment, but just using technology is not sufficient to give those students like a classroom experience, which is why technology should be used as a tool to enhance and give that more personalized education where applicable. We need to recognize that there is a digital divide, and not necessarily just between schools across the nation or schools within a district, but also among the students and the teachers. Teachers need to go through professional development to achieve a more ambitious transformation of teaching technology and teaching through technology and with technology. Another difference that we can notice where there's a digital divide in technology is when the technology that's being used is teacher-led and student-observed versus it being student-led and and then like student observed as well. So, we talk about like the teacher doesn't need to be the main on the stage. Sometimes it's appropriate for the teacher to be the guide on the side, and that's appropriate when using technology as well, is we need to make sure that our teachers are comfortable using it, but also teaching students to use it and observing students using it as well. We want our students to develop those 21st century skills. Our goal is to prepare them for the future. Teachers need an active leadership that holds the ability to have a vision, drive culture change, and set their sights on a successful technology-enhanced learning environment. And we need leaders that can facilitate all of those things and feel confident in giving the teachers what they need. Most K through 12 schools assume skills are already in place, and that's a problem within, I think, just schools in general. It's what is supposed to be taught at school versus what's supposed to be taught at home. But the schools that focus solely on academic skills, they do not experience the sustainable results. We need to teach students self-regulation, problem solving, social awareness, and growth mindset. With every Student Succeeds Act, it requires that states include at least one non-academic indicator in their school accountability framework. So often we assume that these skills are being taught at home, and this is not necessarily the case anymore. What are we going to call these non-cognitive skills, and how can we assess them? So these skills, we all have acknowledged they definitely have their place in the real world, but how are we measuring students' growth in these skills to help them have a well-rounded education and be part of the workforce? I think that's something that definitely deserves some more time to be discussed. So this is a list of 10-ish academic activities that our school does provide that I was able to think of off the top of my head. So we have reading, and then I went into a little bit more depth. We offer Wonders, Haggerty, 95%. We have math, and we do Go Math, Engage New York, and Dreambox. We kind of supplement a few things in there with Engage New York, but our primary curriculum is Go Math. We have social studies, science, STEM, art, PE, music, technology, and what technology looks like for a lot of our kids right now is learning the basics of, okay, what is this specific thing called, how can it be used, and then a lot of times typing. We have Jumpstart, which is summer school, so that's an activity that we provide that is based around academics. We have Learning Lab for learning loss during quarantines, and then we also offer robotics at the junior senior high. So what is our school administrator? How does she support these activities? Honestly, she does and has done a very good job this last year of scheduling and offering trainings in the curriculums where we feel like we're pretty weak. She also helps us devote time to dissecting the data and co-planning amongst the teachers. She also advocates for extras to help students with success, such as Jumpstart, Learning Lab, and then STEM will be new to our students this year. I'm pretty pleased with the way that our academics are handled. One thing that I would like to see different, what I would like is at Rock Hills, I would like to see more cross-grade level planning and discussion of data and how the students are changing and growing throughout the years. I think that would be really beneficial. How do the teachers, students, parents, and other key stakeholders think about these academic activities? Honestly, I believe that they all agree with what we're doing and are in favor of our plans. We've never heard anything but like positives from the parents of kids who are involved in our Jumpstart and our Learning Lab and in the robotics programs at school. So I really think that these 10 academic activities, they increase our access to high quality digital resources by helping our school provide well-rounded education. And the curriculums we use, they have a lot of components that allow us access to help use technology as a tool and introduce students, parents, community members to the technology that our curriculum comes with. Moving on to the 10-ish non-academic activities that we have. So we offer character ed, and then what we are also adding in this year is called Second Step. It's social emotional. We have several sports teams: track, football, volleyball, basketball, golf, cheer, dance. Actually, I think we have like a lifting. I don't spend hardly any time at the high school anymore, so I feel kind of like out of date of all the things that our school district offers. Powerlifting is one thing that I know that students have really gotten into over the years. We have some leadership groups like FFA, FBLA, NHS, and FCCLA. We have clubs and organizations: forensics, robotics, Scholars Bowl, art, marching band, and then the drama department. So they put on 1 or 2 plays every year, kind of just depending on the year. Some things that we offer at the elementary school that are non-academic would be, again, we still offer character ed and Second Step. That's district-wide, but we also offer a back-to-school night, a ornament craft night in December. We have a VIP night towards the end of the year, which is like a very important person night. We have field day, which is we rely a lot on parent volunteers to help make that happen. And then at the high school, they have a yearbook group. And then we also offer some different camps throughout the summer. Some of them are sports-based camps, like, a basketball camp or a volleyball camp or a football camp. But we also have started offering a STEM camp, ag-related camp, and then like a career readiness camp, kind of giving students that exposure to the different careers that are prominent in our area, and then as well as bringing in some other careers outside of our area. And then our school also is a host for VBS. We don't necessarily put it on, but they do use our facilities. And so I kind of wanted to note that while it's not necessarily something that's put on by the school, they are using school facilities. How does my school administrator support these activities? So as a group, we all support these activities by continuing to offer them and promoting students and encouraging them to be parts of the groups and organizations. I honestly think that for the size of our district, we offer several non-academic groups that students could be a part of and take ownership with. What would I do differently if I was the administrator in charge of these activities? I would, there's probably a lot of things since I was a former coach. I would like to put a lot of the leadership and the responsibility back on coaches. I feel like in our district, administrators take a lot of that on, and I think it really needs to be put on the coaches and the sponsors. But beyond that, I would try to encourage students to be a part of one, if not two groups in high school, because every kid can find something that they enjoy. And if something that you enjoy is not on this list, then we should be encouraging students to be an entrepreneur and start something, be a creator, start a group that you're interested in, because if you can't find something you like, maybe there's other people who can't find it, and you might, be able to pave new ways or find people that are interested in the same things as you. I just think that that would be a great learning experience for kids, starting something of their own. As far as the non-academic activities that are offered at our elementary school, a lot of them are those parent engagement nights, and where we host activities or different things like that. And they are well responded to, and something that I feel like the families and the students look forward to every year. They know every December they get to come and make ornaments and crafts with us before we start our winter break. I think one of the most important things about these non-academic activities is the opportunity to build and maintain those relationships that we have with the students, parents, and the families. The more that we can get them involved and into our school, it provides us with a lot more opportunities to remind them and inform them what our school offers and why we're here. It also gives us the chance to learn more about those families and what they may or may not have access to. When we think about those non-academic barriers, one of the biggest ones that I've noticed in our district is honestly reliable transportation to and from school events or events in general when transportation is not required, when transportation is not provided, such as coming to these after school parent nights and activity nights and things like that. Which of the academic and non-academic activities need to be developed further? Honestly, I would like to see our district put a lot more emphasis in science and technology, and that's one thing we are moving forward to with adopting a STEM program this year. Non-academic, leadership groups, I really think that our kids could have more opportunities to be leaders. And then I also put in here community organizations. So one thing that's really big in our area is 4-H, and I don't see a lot of school and 4-H being intertwined, and I really feel like that's an opportunity that's missed, and we could get a lot more involvement if we could kind of combine those two things together. Provide 4 new activities that you would implement that are high quality, technology rich as a future school leader. Academically, I would like to see us offer some foreign languages of some sort. We don't offer any currently, and I don't even think that we have a way where students could do foreign languages like online. I would also like to see like a social media group presence, and the reason I put that on academic is I think that when you take into the writing aspect of like portraying your school and all the amazing things that are happening at our school and writing about, all the good deeds and things like that, that you could really use that as another tool, another form for writing. So then I have non-academic. I think an archery club would be cool. And then after school programs that really intertwine the high school and the grade school, like something similar to like CASA or Big Brothers, Big Sisters, where we have those older students being great role models for our younger students. Here's my relevancy statement. I am going to pause and create a new video to finish this up. Sorry about that.